As a child, you see your parents as superheroes. They are perfect beings who have all the answers and can fix all your problems. The end of this reality comes when you find out your parents are not in fact perfect, just human. My mom is not a bad person. She was not the worst mother a child could have. There had been good times in my childhood, and I know she loved us. She wasn't mean, she wasn't spiteful, she wasn't abusive. She herself never inflicted pain upon us, but she didn't stop it either. She set herself up to be the savior in a sad world of her own creation. We could go to her for a temporary comfort, but nothing ever changed. It was her job to protect us, to keep us safe. Instead, she turned a blind eye, rationalized what she was allowing to happen through false ignorance. When we talk about it now, she still claims, I didn't know. She went from one mistake to the next, mistakes being men. No space between, no time to reflect, no stopping to see what she was really doing. To herself, then to her kids. She was always fleeing, right into the next bed. At 28, pregnant with her fourth child, I suppose she saw her chances of finding her Mr. Right slipping away and decided Mr. Right now would just have to do, as if being a single mother of four was the worst outcome life had to offer. So a broken girl shacked up with a broken boy and played house for the next 18 years. The irony of her choice was that Mr. Right now ended up being her fifth kid, because broken boys never really grow up to be men, and it seemed neither of them knew that there were better roles to be played. So they stayed together in a hopeless state of codependency until the last child aged out of the house and our mom finally felt the harsh shame of what we'd been enduring all those years. Then she left because she wouldn't spend her life, the rest of her life, with someone who treated her that way. I ended up spending most of my 20s hating my mom for staying as long as she did and then leaving before she deserved to. I made it my goal to make her feel my pain, keeping her at a distance emotionally, breaking her heart with cruelty, blaming every bad thing that ever happened to me on her, as if by throwing all my problems at her, they would somehow no longer be mine to deal with. But hating her wasn't helping me. It just made everything that happened hurt over and over again. I had pushed my mom so far away that her absence had left a void in my life. A void I thought I could fill myself. I couldn't, so I looked to other people to fill it for me. Though some of these people left their own scars, I was able to find comfort and hope in all the strong women who had found their way into my life and pieced together a complete mom out of all of them. Yet even with all that these women had given me, I still needed my mom. I needed her not for the role she willfully gave up in my life, but I needed to love her, because by hating her, I was hating a part of myself. And so, I had to let go of the hate, the pain, and learn to forgive. I had to look past the reality of my own life and into the deep-seated cause of it all. After all, abuse is like a bad cold. It just keeps getting passed on to anyone that gets close to it. And it's impossible to break a cycle you don't even see happening. It wasn't just my siblings and I that were victims. I had to accept the fact that my mom was more than my childhood superhero turned villain. I had to understand her as a person, a little girl, whose mother had deemed her unimportant, a little girl whose own childhood had forced her to grow up too soon, a little girl working her way through this life, blindly searching for what she thought love was. If I could acknowledge all of this about her, I found I could forgive her for what she had done to me. I could change the way I saw my future. I could allow myself to someday be a mother and know that I would not be the same kind of mom she was. Now, When I notice pieces of my mom in myself, it doesn't bother me as much. Because my mom is not a bad person. She was just a broken girl.